encountered a company who pays higher to men than women? Or do you know a man who loves to cook but can't get a chef position because of his gender? News and articles about harassment to women is not a new thing, but it also happens to men. Do you know a boss in your company who assault their employees? These incidents are all traumatic, horrifying, and also depressing. What more if the vulnerable ones experience it? Like the preschoolers, elementary pupils, high school, and even college students. More specifically, inside their school. School-related gender-based violence is a significant barrier to children accessing and completing education. When they encounter gender discrimination, bullying, presence of weapons, assault, and harassment in school, their protection, participation, life and survival, and development are more afflicted and infringed. SRGBV can be physical, psychological, and sexual. Physical violence, corporal punishment, and bullying affect physicality. At the same time, bullying afflicts one's physical health. The same goes with verbal and emotional abuse. Sexual violence involves coercion and discrimination. The worst among this is sexual violence and abuse as it affects one's physical, psychological, and sexual aspects. What do you think will happen? What are the effects of SRGBV? First, it has educational consequences, such as lack or loss of participation and focus, failing grades, and absenteeism, which may all lead to dropping out of school. It also concerns one's physical health, like injury, disability, unwanted pregnancy, and worse is acquiring sexually transmitted infection, including human immunodeficiency viruses. Lastly, SRGBV troubles one's mental capacity. It involves depression, anger, suicide attempts, actual suicide, self-harm, and post-traumatic stress disorder. What can we do? How can we stop this? Reema Souraya of United Nations Girls Education Initiative in partnership with UNESCO enlisted 4 ways to stop school-related gender-based violence. First is to adopt feminist aid policies, reform education policies, and develop laws to protect children from violence. The government must have a national policy with an action plan to prevent and respond to SRGBV. They should strengthen the connection between education and child protection services to create holistic support. Next is to create and apply gender-responsive teaching and ensure schools are safe spaces by developing a clear code of conduct that focuses on teachers and school staff. Schools must create a curricula concerning gender-based violence. Teachers and other school personnel must be trained in gender-responsive teaching methods to prevent and respond to SRGBV. The third way is to exercise inclusive approaches to target SRGBV and increase knowledge in communities by raising awareness and developing multi-stakeholder partnerships. Non-governmental organization, non-profit, civil society, religious groups, community members, and parents must engage themselves in advocating against SRGBV by participating in schools. Organizations can also hold the community workshops or create programs and summer camps on prevention and responses to SRGBV. The last one is youth engagement, who are directly affected by SRGBV. Therefore, their voices must be heard. Youth has the power to create change, generate prevention and awareness in their schools and communities. School-related gender-based violence is a prevalent issue not only in the Philippines but also all over the world. That is why the United Nations also aim to achieve gender equality. Gender equality is not only limited to the rights of women, but also we must consider men. Everyone is vulnerable, but together we can end this.